So let me tell you a quick story. So I went, it was yesterday, I went to my local coffee shop that I go to. Besides Starbucks, this is a local, I should call it the gambling spot. It's more of like a backdoor poker spot, but it's a coffee shop. And I go in and they know me by Storts. They call me Storts or they call me Ben. And I swear to God, this just happened. So I walk in, they're like, hey Storts, hey Storts, hey Storts, hey yo Ben. And I swear to God, this is what the guy says to me. He goes, hey yo Ben, hey, what's going on with your boy Draymond? I was like, I don't know. He goes, yeah, you little basketball podcast you got going on there. Can you send a message to Draymond for me? So I was like, yeah, I can put it on the podcast. What you want to say? What do you want to say? He goes, yeah, okay, tell him this, okay? I say, yeah, what do you want me to say? He goes, hey, yo, Draymond, why don't you bring that shit to the Danforth and see if that flies? Welcome everybody to the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast, and I'm your host El Hoopo, ELHOOPO, and I'm here with my main man A.Rod, A-R-O-D, and we have a very, 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 very special guest today, and let me tell you who he is in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Okay, everybody, stop. Nobody say a word. I got to introduce our very special guest today. Hey, Rod, we got a very special guest today. Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to say his name off top, but this right here, he's like your favorite MC's favorite MC. He is probably, I'm going to put him in the top 3 most, how do I put this? One of the greatest underground hip-hop artists ever to come out of Toronto. I'm just going to say it. Okay? He's an MC, he's a producer, he's a podcaster, he's a creator. He's a legend. And his name is Slang Hugh. Mr. Slang Hugh. He's in the building. What's going on, Slang Hugh?
Peace. Thank you.
That's
the greatest intro I've ever gotten in my whole entire life. We're hiring you for the funeral, sir.
I just checked that Robberies in Pink tune on Spotify. Is that what it's called?
Oh, respect. Yeah.
That's a big tune.
Highway 308 and MBK Supreme. Oh, respect. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, Slang Hugh. We go back a very long time, so this should go very smooth.
Thank you for having me, guys. Absolutely. Looking forward to it, because I know El Hoopo is one funny son of a bitch.
Hey, he's a funny son of a bitch. What's going on, A.Rod?
What's going on?
You good?
Welcome, Slang.
Thank you, A-Rod.
Happy to have you. This is going to be a banger.
Yes, it is. All right, so this is what we do. Slang. So right off top, the last game was obviously a big one. It was a nice big win last night. We had who the fuck do we have in town? The Hawks, ATL. We had the Hawks in town. Yes, indeed. And what we do, Omar, is we do one word. Can you describe? We'll start with A-Rod, but can you describe the game in one word? Maybe 1, 2, 3. We try to get it in one, but it usually ends up being 5 to 10. But A-Rod, hit me. One word, buddy.
I'll give you a little scenario right here, man. It was kind of like Peter versus the chicken in Family Guy, man. If you ever watched that show, that's what it felt like, man. We were just fighting those guys for the entire 48 minutes, and especially at the end there, God, these guys would not go away, man. Just three-pointer, Trae Young doing his little, please let me get to the line, sir. Can I have some more? Doing his little foul thing, man. But we finally got the job done. They gave up after a while, and it was good to get a win, finally.
Yeah. Well, Omar, what you got? One word? How would you?
One word. My one word would probably be
I like that. A sigh of
probably
relief.
my one word. No, it's actually a sigh of almost damn near every Raptors game, almost every season, besides the championship run season, where there's a bunch of games where they're supposed to be winning, going away, and they can't seem to do it and keep making these little mistakes that make the team hang around. I was worried like the whole last half.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. My word is not really a word. I asked my wife before this. I've said it before. My wife's my wife's dad is from Pakistan, and I got the go ahead to do this one right here too. I usually do his voice on here because he's hilarious. He gives me calls after every game, boom, boom, boom. But this time around, I said I'm gonna do my impression of my father-in-law singing this song since we were against ATL last night against Atlanta. This is my definition of the game last night. Who's that peeking in my window? Blow. No, nobody now. Who's that peeking in my window? No, not the Hawks anymore. So, man, shout out to Goody Mob. But man, we just, that was a shoot 'em up flick right there last night. That was just bang bang. That was 135 raps, 128 for the Hawks. It was a shoot 'em up bang bang game, and that's what they needed. It was that get back game for the Raptors. They really needed that one. So A.Rod, run it down. So what did you see? What were some of the positives, some of the negatives, or just in general, what did you see in this game?
Siakam having a game, man.
Boom.
This guy looked like he was trying out for the Hawks in high school.
Yeah, stage was set, wasn't
he
it?
was trying to sell himself, man. He was trying
really
to sell
Supermax.
himself. Yeah. But you know what? I was happy to see him play well. It was nice. Yeah. I mean, I didn't like that we let in 18 threes. It's not exactly Raptors defense right there, but
no, that was us. We were 18 to 34 for threes. We shot 52%.
I swear those guys had 18 also, man.
Well, look at that.
Anyway, I don't remember. It don't even matter to me at the end of the day. I want to be pretty positive about this. At least we got to win. We're too closer to that Raptors pizza party. So
I don't know if you know that, Omar, but Darko, Coach Darko said, "Listen," he goes, "If we win 3 in a row, boys, I'm taking you all out for a pizza party."
What?
Word is it's going to be like those pizza parties you see on the TDC, man, where they give you like a slice of cheese for $1, man. Yeah. It's going to be one of those.
It's just a square piece of sauce. Yeah.
Or Chuck E. Cheese. Maybe it's Chuck E. Cheese everyone thinks.
Yeah, it could be Chuck E. Cheese, man.
What an incentive for millionaires.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, even me, I'm not even that excited about it.
Darko's like,
and I'm hungry at times.
The economy's bad right now, boys. Yeah. I got you on the pizza.
I can see the recession coming. You're going to need this. Put it in the freezer if you're not going to eat it. You're going to need it.
Well, what did you see, Omar? What did you see in this game?
Well, see, okay. So what we all kind of already know is you need Scotty, Pascal, and at least one other guy, hopefully OG, rolling for us to win games.
Absolutely.
And I can't say we barely beat the Hawks because we beat them pretty good. But again, it was a hard fought win at least. Did we ever lose a lead? Besides like maybe early in the game?
We usually are down pretty bad and then come back.
That's a good question.
I don't think we ever lost the lead. I don't think so. But
no, we did. Sorry, I think we did. Bogey hit 2 threes in a row. I don't know if that put them within 1 or put them up 1. I can't remember.
Within 1.
Yeah. Okay.
They definitely never got the lead in the last 2 quarters. I'm pretty certain of that.
Yeah, that's when we.
And that was the only time that when you're talking about was the only time that I was like, oh my God, here we go. Here we go again. I was totally expecting Trey to hit like 2 or 3 threes going away in the fourth.
Yeah.
And he went with the floaters twice.
Yeah.
Thank God he went with the floaters.
Man, how about that sequence of what Trey got blocked by Pirtle, and then OG took it down and just R.I.P. Capella. And then the same play, what's his name? Trey comes back, gets blocked again, and then Scotty goes this way, but Scotty goes that way. And 1. My God.
I still don't understand that shot, eh? I'm still trying.
I
Where did he throw the ball? What side did the ball go on?
How does a man at his size do that? That was like contortion stuff. That was like, those magicians that pack themselves into boxes?
Yeah.
Scotty could have done that right then and there. He looked like one of those guys.
Trey Young belongs in Kensington Market, man. That guy's a merchant, man. And you know what kind of merchant? He's a foul merchant.
He is.
That dude is always at the line, man. All the time, man.
Yeah. Well, since we're still here, let's talk trades, because a lot of people were looking at this game like this was a stage set. who do the Hawks want and who do the Raptors want? And personally, I'm looking at DeJounte would be nice on the Raps. But what do you think's going to happen here? Because tomorrow is the 15th, and Pascal, trades could start tomorrow. So do you think that Atlanta is a suffice trade partner, or you think the Raptors should be looking elsewhere, or just not going anywhere? What do you think after watching last night? What do you think?
Oh, it's me? Should I?
Or anybody jump in, yeah?
Are we talking? Okay, sorry. I was going to ask if we're talking just the Hawks, but you said anywhere, or what are the choices?
It's up to you.
I don't think the Hawks. I would put them low on the list. If we're considering our other options, like getting a Zach LaVine from Chicago.
Oh, we've already spoke on that. We don't want any part of Zach on this spot.
No?
This team. No. Well, we don't know. I don't.
Why not? I guess got to ask.
I don't know. I just think it's janky knees, and I just think that it's not the same Zach LaVine, and I just don't see. I don't like the attitude that personally how he's going out of Chicago. A lot of players do this from time to time, but now he's just. I just don't know. Bad vibes. My gut tells me no. My gut tells me.
I don't think it's a great trade. I don't think it's an upgrade trade for us. I think it's like maybe an even swap. I don't think we get any better, but I don't think we get any worse either.
Right.
With that guy, but besides them, I don't know. Give me some scenarios.
No, let's stick in Atlanta. So, do you see any? Because that has been the main rumor floating around that it's going to be Pascal to Atlanta, and so I mean, the question: Would you swap him straight up for DeJounte, and then some extra pieces from the Raps, extra pieces for A.Rod, you're shaking your head. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
No. I mean, you look at DeJounte on San Antonio, man. He had a better coach. He had roughly the same amount of talent around him. They weren't that good. Remember, Papa's been like on a losing slide for the last 3-4 years, right?
Yeah.
And that was with okay talent. It's not great talent, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of anybody on the Hawks roster, to be honest. Like they love their Jalen Johnson.
They love Jalen Johnson.
I don't like him. I mean, I'm not a fan. They like DeAndre Hunter. That's probably somebody they would offer up in a trade. But the thing is with DeAndre Hunter is DeAndre Hunter is a decent role player, but he's not a guy anybody's going to get wowed at.
No.
And he can't seem to ever really stay healthy for a full season, so that's kind of the problem.
I don't think he's been healthy his whole career.
No.
I think my question is, what are we giving up for these guys?
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
If we're solely talking just player for player, no picks involved or anything, who do they have on there that really actually gets your tongue wet? Like nobody.
Yeah.
It's like.
All right. Well, you know what? Predictions aren't going to get us anywhere. So let's just get the fuck out of this game, and let's just leave it at that. Hopefully they come back and bring the same energy tomorrow. We'll talk about that later in the episode. Yeah. All right, Slang. This is what we do here. We like to come out of a win and come out of a loss and keep the good vibes going. And this segment is first of all, we need to get some business out of the way. I got a question for you guys here. So my hairline is not great, right? That's why Hoopo likes to wear these hats, right? But I've heard there's some supplements out there that can, maybe you know a little bit about that yourself. Maybe there's some supplements out there that can help hair growth. And I heard there's a supplement shop in Toronto that sells this stuff. A.Rod, do you know of anybody?
Yeah. I just got the flyer the other day, and Popeyes is the joint.
Oh, Popeyes supplements. Yeah. Listen up, everybody. For your supplement needs, your supplement wants, if you want to buy some protein, maybe your farts are starting to stink a little too much on the couch next to the old lady, and she's like, "You stink." It's like, "Where's the protein? Why don't you shut your mouth?" Why don't you go to Popeye Supplements and tell them, "Listen, I need a cleaner protein because my woman won't shut her fucking mouth." Go to Popeye Supplements and get yourself a new set of protein and some hair growth tonic. All right. This is the segment that we like to call This or That. And we even have a logo for that, This or That. And we like to compare. Sometimes we'll do a fictitious street fight where it's an old Raptor up against a new Raptor and who would win in a street fight. But let's go. Let's get this started. We're not going to go old Raptors. We're going to go straight from last night. And we're going to do a street fight between Dennis Schroeder and Bogey, because it looked like these two wanted to square off last night after that flagrant. So we got Dennis Schroeder in a street fight against Bogdan Bogdanovic. Who do you got? A.Rod, hit me.
I'm gonna go with Schroeder, man.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Schroeder, man. He's from Germany, man. Those Germans don't play, man.
No, they don't. We'll leave it at that. They do not.
No, nothing else.
No.
The history speaks.
Oof. History speaks. Dennis Schroeder. So we got one for Dennis. So in a street fight, you got Dennis. All right, who you got? Dennis Schroeder or Bogey?
I think I got Bogey, man. Anybody
Bogey,
with a nickname is dangerous in these streets. Man's nickname is Bogey. You know what I'm saying? That means he'll smoke you.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? Yeah.
And if he doesn't beat you up, he's a shooter.
It's true. All right, so we got one for Dennis from A.Rod, and we got one for Bogey from Slang Hugh. So I got to break the tie here. So I was really thinking about it. I thought about it. Okay, Dennis Schroeder, yes, okay, yes, perfect teeth. Like, this is the guy. If I were to go and I were to put some money in on my teeth, like, I show a picture of Dennis Schroeder, I go, I want that. Get my teeth fixed. There's boom, I want those Dennis Schroeders. So in a street fight, okay, boom, boom, boom. Honestly, I'm going with Bogey. The reason I'm going with Bogey, because I saw it in his eyes. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The eyes don't lie, Chico. And you could tell in his eyes last night, if Dennis were to have done one little foul move after he pulled that flagrant, that he would have knocked his teeth to the back of his throat. You could just see it. You could feel it. I felt it through the screen. And even Matt Devlin, he was like, oof. He gave like this, don't go any further, Dennis. Don't go any further. You never know where this guy's going to go. So that's that. So looks like Bogey won that one. All right. So another thing that we do with this that is wherever the Raptors are playing, whoever the Raptors are playing, we like to dig into that city's history of music, and we like to compare some music and who you're riding with, who you're listening to. Maybe you have some stories of it, but we like to compare too. So what I did is I'm going 2 albums. All right, 2 albums from Atlanta, 2 classic albums from Atlanta, and I want you. Who do you got? We got Soul Food by Goody Mob, or Outkast, ATL.
Outkast. Ain't even close. Outkast,
all right, give it to me, A.Rod. Why? And so you got Outkast.
Outkast, man. If you've ever been in the A, man, everybody goes to an Outkast show when they come home, man. And that album basically defined that period in time, man.
Crazy album, man.
Yeah,
that crazy.
Wow, man.
So you got ATLians. Okay, so one for Outkast. Slang, who you got? Goody Mob, Soul Food, 1995, Outkast, ATLians.
It's Outkast all day in this situation, because Outkast is like one of my top 5 hip hop groups of all time, if not. Actually, no, they are, in my opinion, the greatest hip hop group.
Consistent as fuck too.
Yeah, man, and that album was like it wasn't, because Southern Playlistic was classic too, but that album was like the kickoff of the superstardom, I would say.
Shout out Dungeon Family, man.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
Underrated producers.
Oh my gosh. So 2-0 for Outkast. I'm gonna I was a huge Goody Mob fan. Still am a huge Goody Mob fan, and love that album. Absolutely, it's one of my top albums of all time. But I'm gonna have to go Outkast as well. And just quickly, here's a reason why. Because I was gonna go Goody Mob, but then I'm like, oh wow, I have a story that goes along with that album. Is in 2000, it was the year 2000, we decided we're gonna go to spring break in Myrtle Beach. Long story short, we took a Greyhound bus to Myrtle Beach for spring break, year 2000, 99, 2000. I'm underage. I can't even drink by this point because you have to be 21 to drink there, right? So boom, we go into the Greyhound bus. It's like 24-hour bus ride. They're doing church on the bus. Literally, they were doing church on the bus. The bus driver was reading sermons and yada, yada. We get to Myrtle Beach. Boom, we get there. Okay, we drank 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 Budweisers. It was too much. We were there for too long and we drank too much. And I think it was day 2. We were in the pool hanging out with some people from, I believe it was Michigan and I think Pittsburgh. And we were just doing a little bit too much. And I decided, you know what? I'm leaving you guys. Like, where you going? I'm going to go iron some clothes up. And I'm going to go to fucking Georgia. I'm going to go to Savannah, Georgia, and I'm going to go find fucking Outkast. So I decided to go iron some, I don't know why I decided to iron, but I went to go iron some clothes, and I called a cab, and I was like, can you take me to Savannah, Georgia? I want to see Outcast. And so I called a cab. And then at the time who I went there with, they came into the room. They found me out of my mind, drunk, naked, ironing, and planning to go to Georgia to find Outcast. And they're like, no, you're not going anywhere. You're staying here. But why? I want to go see Outcast. So like, thank God to them, they held me down. They didn't let me go. But so just because of that, and it's a classic, absolutely classic album, I'm going Outcast. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Alcohol is a hell of a drug.
I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 4 years, by the way. So
that's
boom,
dope.
boom, boom.
That's dope.
Yeah. All right. Wow, we've all agreed. This is a first. This hasn't happened. I got another street fight though. And A.Rod, I had you in mind with this one. Like I know exactly where you're going.
Here we go. Let's see. See.
All right. So there's another street fight. All right. First up, we got an older Atlanta hog. We got Christian Leitner.
Holy cow!
Fuck that guy, man.
I forgot. Holy cow!
Yeah, I already knew.
So you already lost.
Well, we'll see. We got Christian Leitner against an old Raptor, Eric Montrose. Right here.
I'm taking Eric Montrose all day. You know why?
Montrose.
You know why I'm taking Eric Montrose? Because I'm jumping in with Montrose. Because fuck that guy, man. Anybody that went to Duke, man, I don't care, man.
A.Rod, I love you, bro.
I know.
I'm such an anti-Duke guy.
Then see, we connected already, man. That blue just makes me so angry right now, man.
Yeah, look, you see Bobby Hurley in the background.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Okay, so I knew that was gonna happen. So you're obviously with Montrose. What about you, Omar? Who do you got? You got Montrose or?
Okay. So the problem is, let me break it down here. The problem is, I don't like Duke, and I'm not a great lover of North Carolina either.
Oh damn!
Ah, my God! Almost any college team that has blue and white on, I got a problem with.
Oh no!
Any shade.
Don't tell me you don't like my boys, Kentucky, man.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Oh!
Okay, but Kentucky's higher on that list because
I'm about to leave this.
certain, I don't mind Kansas either. I don't mind certain, but most of them I don't like.
So who you going with?
Who's your team?
Okay,
this will define everything.
Hold on. Leitner or Montrose?
I'm gonna go with the buzz cut because he looks like he has some military background training. So I think he twists. Yeah, he's a Navy SEAL. He might twist Leitner into a pretzel.
Yeah, he looks like maybe the second or third guy that dies in Predator, man.
That's
Montrose?
Yeah, he does. He does. All right, so you went 0-0 Montrose. Okay, so Christian Lee, I just did that for A.Rod because I knew where that was headed. I'm obviously going with Montrose as well. He's gonna bust his ass and cut his hair at the same time, wipe that stupid smile off his face too. Just a dumbass. But yeah, so look at that. We all agreed on every single one of them. That is a first. That is the first. And we got one more, and I want to make this one quick. If you had one night with one of these lovely ladies from Atlanta, who would you be taking out and spending a little bit of cash on a little bit of wine and keeping it clean, but having a nice night of conversation? Would it be Tony Braxton or Monica as two Atlanta queens? I know.
I'm going Monica, man.
You're going Monica?
I'm going Monica, man. Space Jam, let's go. Man.
Okay,
A.Rod, you like living dangerously.
One for Monica.
I see what's going on.
Or Tony
here.
Braxton. Slang. I know that's a big one. That's a tough one. But considering Monica's last boyfriend is in prison for murder, I'm gonna go with Tony Braxton. Aye. And you know what the funny thing is, I'm going with Tony Braxton too because of this video alone. I don't care. I'll tell everybody. I listen to that song to this day. I don't care.
I thought you were gonna go even further.
No.
The way he started that, he was like, "Oh, I'll tell you about that video. To this day, I'm still." Just change the story.
This is supposed to be a kind of clean podcast.
I still keep the Vaseline by the.
Hey, Hoopo. All right. Well, let's get out of this or that. That was another episode of This or That, brought to you by Popeye Supplements. All right, so now what we do, we get out of that and we keep the good vibe going, and we're going to go around the NBA. There's quite a bit of things that have happened since the last time we all spoke, and I thought maybe we could speak on a couple of them. The three that I think, or you guys can switch it up, is one of them is Draymond Green. Second is Giannis not getting that 64-point ball, or the whole controversy of the Rook that got his first bucket, or should Giannis get the ball, and Pistons 21 L straight. I don't know if you guys want to go off on any one of those, but let me know.
I mean, hey, that I watched that Pacers-Bucks game as well, too, the end of that.
Yeah. And
I get why he's pissed, because these guys are basically, like, just, sour about losing. They pulled their starters, I think, with, 5 minutes in the game. Because they were down 20, and the Bucks kept these guys in, right?
Yeah.
And then Freak was on a tear, and, Milwaukee basically wanted to stick it to them because Indy bounced them out of the tourney a week ago, right?
Yep.
So then he got the 64, and then these guys did some sucker shit and just go take the ball and run away into the locker room.
You think that's sucker shit?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Why?
So you don't think it had anything to do with the rookie?
No, I had nothing to do with. Listen, I love Oscar. Big O's from Kentucky, man. But he got his first point last week in the tourney. It just never statistically counted.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but then they don't count that. I understand. I get what you're saying, though.
So the assistant coach just went and grabbed the ball. You could literally see him on tape just running and grabbing the ball and then running away into the locker room. Bro, man, why are you doing that, man? You're not even part of the game, man. You lived your life. Let the young guys play, man. And do their thing. But he just went in, grabbed it, and then Rick Carlisle tried to pawn it off. I'm we got it for the Rook, and it's his first point and whatever. Yeah, okay. Buddy, you're just mad because Freak been dunking on you all night, shot 32 free throws, only missed 8 shots.
He was heated too.
Dude, he was with it, man. And then did you see the foul on him too? Aaron Naismith. He tried to do some sucker shit on him and grab him by the neck.
Yeah.
And throw him to the ground because he knew
Try to give him a dream gun. Try to give him the green light.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Well, what do you think, Omar? What's your take on Draymond basically open-handed backslap Nurkic to his death? Basically, tell me about it.
I think Draymond thinks he's not on TV. I think he thinks there's nobody watching the game. There's no cameras or nothing. Because everything he does, not everything, because some of this stuff is blatant.
Yeah.
But a couple of those things like that and the kick to Adam's nuts and he tries to play them off like it's in motion. But bro,
no, he really doesn't.
You could have swung your arms any height, low, high, whatever. You swung them at head height. Yep. You know where your head is.
Yep.
So even if you're swinging it at your level of your head, chances are it's going to hit another guy's head.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You're not fooling me.
And you know what bothered me too about it was actually someone's take about it actually bothered me was what's his name? Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas said some stupid shit, I think. Yeah, he you know what he said? He goes,
I love his show. What did he say?
What did he say? He goes, well, I know what Draymond's doing. He's trying to slap these Euros back to Europe or something like that. He's trying to slap the Euros out of the league. I'm like, what are you saying? Anyway.
He says some shit just for trolling. Though,
I know.
That's his thing,
I know.
Even the other day, this guy said, if you're a rookie and you're only averaging 10 points, you can't be on my team. Okay, buddy.
You're only averaging what? 10
points?
Yeah, but he went off on Asar Thompson. But Asar Thompson, before Monty took him, basically put him on the bench, was in the conversation for top 3 rookie of the year so far.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he's going with that.
There's been so many great players who average 10 points or less in their first year. So that's such a dumb comment to make.
Yeah.
What did Kobe average his first year as a rookie?
He's in the teens.
1,000.
Kobe?
80.
Yeah.
As a rookie?
No, I have no idea.
I'm almost certain he was averaging in his teens.
Yeah, in the teens. I think it was in the teens. Yeah.
I thought he hardly got playing time as a rookie, so that's why. Remember, there's still Eddie Jones, and those guys are still on that team.
Eddie Jones, man. Well, that was a perfect transition. While A.Rod finds out is that talking about Asar. What is it, A.Rod?
Actually, 7.6.
Yeah, he already played.
I thought he was in the teens. So the second
he
year
hardly
was
played.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Second year they got rid of Eddie Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
But it's 96, 97 draft. That draft was so stacked, man.
Yep.
What do you got? We spoke on Asar Thompson there for a second. What do you think of this? It's now Pistons watch. It's now up to 21 L's straight for the Detroit Pistons. It's an absolute fucking embarrassment right now. What do you boys think is going on? Like, we speak on it a lot now. It's just becoming a big story. So what do you think's happening here?
Well, one of the streaks is going to end, man. Whether it's San Antonio or Detroit or Washington, I think both of those teams are playing each other sometime soon.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
one of them is going to break their streak.
Who do you think breaks it first?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't even think Detroit's that horrible. I think they've lost a lot of games. I think Washington is probably the worst team I've seen in a long time. Like, that team
Jordan
is just...
Poolishness.
Oh, man, that's just... that team is like... You can't... Wow, that team just sucks.
When I look at Detroit's roster, and I'm no expert and I haven't looked at it in depthly, but from what I've seen from Detroit's roster, I don't think it's any worse than Orlando's roster.
And Orlando's nice this year.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any worse.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe they have a better player in Pablo, but I don't know how much he's better than
Cade. They got Cade, they got Asar, they got Bogdan, they got
Stewart for defense.
Jalen Duren. Yeah.
No, it's not a coaching issue. I think it's more like just a roster and role issue. Like, they got to find out
Pieces
what
don't
each
fit.
guy... Like, the skill sets that these guys have, they're asking them to do stuff that doesn't match it,
Yeah.
Which brings me to kind of like an off-topic thing I was thinking about today with the Raptors. It's like... Because we talked about this a couple pods ago about how they're being asked to make decisions on the fly, especially when it comes to defense, right? You know what I really don't understand is the Raptors have a very athletic roster, but they never seem to deny the screen and roll. And that would be like a tactic that you could use where you deny the screener the ability to come and like touch the other guy.
Right.
And like set that screen, right?
Yeah.
So like you have guys that are athletic enough to do that, and then that way when you deny them the screen opportunity, you kind of take away the decision-making process for somebody else.
Yeah.
Nobody has to decide whether to go over or under it.
It's
right?
just free-flowing right now. That's the issue.
You can just stick to man, but they don't do anything like that. So, again, this is kind of a work in progress, but we'll see where the Raptors go.
And I think that's where Detroit's at right now. It's a work in progress. You got Monty in there trying to just put the chess pieces on the chessboard, in a completely different spot where they were years past, and he's just trying to revamp the game and change the game. So we'll see where it goes.
You think they let Monty just keep going because all the money they
have
give him?
to.
100%.
They have to. All right, so the next thing, let's get out of there. Let's get out of Detroit. I always say, let's get the fuck out of Detroit because they're moving to Windsor anyways. I think they're going to be the Windsor Pistons. It's going to be Monty Wizard Williams. All right, or Windsor Williams. All right, so I don't know if you haven't. We can jump right past this, but Dr. A, who is a columnist for ESPN, he was just on the pod the last episode. He brought up a brush with greatness, and it was a story that he had where he met Karl Malone way back in the day, and Karl Malone gave him a pair of game-worn shoes, the old Hakeems that he was wearing at the time, and he even they were colored, like Karl had colored on them. Omar, since we have you here, have you had a brush with greatness? It doesn't have to be with a basketball player, just somebody maybe that you looked up to, an idol where you just ran into them and you're like, whoa, and you had a story or a situation in your life where something like that has happened that you can share with us. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to share this one. This is going to be a weird one. It's weird.
Perfect. No.
I just reconnected with a few of my middle school friends, right? And
Nice.
we went and we had like a reunion dinner, a few of us, like 6 of us. We're talking about old times and stuff that happened in middle school.
Yeah.
So there was a year when the Degrassi Junior High cast came to our school for like sex education conference.
Sex education?
And I got to stand up and ask a question, and we're talking about how at the end of the day, we all stood outside for hours waiting for them to come out to rush the car. They were like rock stars.
That's old school
like
Toronto right there.
Grade 6 or 7 or something like that. But I laugh at it now because Degrassi Junior High. Like,
Man.
it wasn't when Drake was on it. Not even then. We're talking like Lucy and BLT and Wheels.
Wheels. Wow. What about you, A.Rod? Do you have one you can share?
Yeah, but it's not basketball related.
Yeah, no, heavy.
So with David Beckham, man, that was pretty cool.
Oh wow!
You met David Beckham?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Because when I was doing my internship a long time ago for work, man, I was out in LA and I was with him with Galaxy for his last season, right? So, pretty cool story is that just him watching him practice, right? You always kind of appreciate these guys when you watch them in the game, right? But then you don't really see what they do during practice, right?
Yeah.
So being there watching a guy who's older, leading everybody, and this guy's running down the byline, and he's running down the left wing. So not even the right side where his favored, crossing position is, right? So because he's right-footed, right? He's going down the left-hand channel. This guy instep crosses it, and it goes perfect, bend it like Beckham curve, like right in front of the net, and one of the defenders went and just smashed it in with his header. And I was like, fuck, like this is something like out of this world that you could see like right in front of you, the guy that good and that celebrated, right? So that was pretty cool, man.
That's wild. I told you, I think I mentioned this in the other part, that Beckham documentary that's on Netflix was incredible. I watched that.
Yeah, I still gotta watch that.
Because I lived in the UK for a little bit, and when I was there, they used to just shit on him. And I never knew why. They used to just shit on him. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Beckham, he's such a chav.
After the World Cup
he's
stuff,
just
right?
dirty." Yeah, it's because of what he did when he kicked that dude down. So now it makes all the sense. My brush with greatness is real quick. It actually it happened a couple months ago. I'll say this quick since we all got to say one here. Is I was walking my kids to school again. It always seems to happen when I'm walking my kids to school. And we're walking through, even I'm with my lady and my wife, I'm walking through and I could see this couple walking towards us. And I was looking, and I'm like, wait a second. And I looked close, and they got closer and closer, and there was a guy and a girl, and I looked, and I was like, Ben Johnson? And he's like, yeah. I was like, hold on. I stopped my wife. I stopped my kids because let me lay the dinner plate out here. I grew up a Michael Jordan fan, a Ricky Henderson fan, and a Ben Johnson fan. I wrote Ben Johnson a letter when I was 9 years old. And the only address I had was to the publisher of the Ben Johnson book that I had. So I sent him a letter just, yeah, you're my hero and this and that. This and that still is. So I get to meet one of my idols right here, right? So I'm like, Ben. So I told him right off the top, and I knew because of his eyes, because Ben Johnson's eyes, right? So I go and he shook my hand and this and that. I'm like, listen, I told him what I just said to you right there. I'm like, you're a legend. Boom, boom, boom. What we did to you, that's bullshit. Carl Lewis is a fucking bitch. He was on roids too, blah, blah, blah. He's like, man, he started to smile. He's feeling good. I'm like, man, you're still a legend. You should go get your goal back, this and that, right? So then we ended real cool, and I was like, as I was walking away, I looked at my wife, I'm like, I just met Ben fucking Johnson. Like that to me, that was just, it was huge, right? And I didn't get a picture. It was just a real, why would I ask for a picture? I'm a grown man, but like it was cool, man. It was cool. I just wanted to end it at that.
That's dope.
All right, so let's jump into this. So the next game, we're at the end of the pod, but next game is Atlanta again. So it's 2 in a row. So this is the second of the the little mini series, and Atlanta sticks here. And hopefully they were partying a lot last night and tonight at White Vegas, and they'll come out real slow and a little half step behind. What are you boys looking to see tomorrow night under the big lights against the Atlanta Hawks?
I expect the Raptors to start off a little slow. I expect them to start off a little slow because they got the win already. And that's just Raptors culture in a lot of ways. Once we've won, we take our easy in the next game and either get slapped or fight in the end and win. So
what's your prediction? Do you think they're going to take the L or are they going to get the dub?
I think they're going to win. I think they're going to take the win. I just think the Raptors are better than Atlanta overall.
I think so too.
I think so too, yeah. I think Raptors are better than Atlanta, especially, I mean, it's not like these two teams are great right now, but I do feel like a little bit more strongly about the Raptors and where they're at right now.
We're the tallest midget.
Yeah, I just feel like I really don't want it to be that close at the end. Just kind of make it a nice, smooth, and easy win. But that's not going to happen because in Toronto, we like to do everything kind of hard. Trae Young will be back in Kensington Market being a foul merchant. And, that's basically what it's going to be, man.
And they probably, Bogey and DeJounte probably went out. What's her name? Mona probably showed them a good time.
Oh, my gosh.
Mona.
The legend, Mona.
She was
mentioned on Gil Arena's show.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, she was. I saw that
really?
episode. Yeah. Richard McCants was like, they're talking about talking to the rookies when they come into the league and letting them know about things to watch out for. And he's like when you go up in Toronto and they got Mona, and Mona's got all them girls. It's like, God damn.
Be careful. Well, I want to let everybody know that the next episode happening this Sunday after this little short mini-series is we have the Sports Ethos Hawks host from Atlanta. I believe he's a beat writer down in Atlanta for the Hawks as well. He's jumping on with us, and it's going to be a little crossover event where we're going to go back and forth, and we're going to be chatting about the little mini-series and seeing what on their perspective, which is nice. I listened to their pod today, and they were just kind of just shitting on their own team, and it was funny when you said
that we could jump in with them.
Jalen Johnson, when you mentioned Jalen Johnson, A.Rod, they love Jalen Johnson. They're like they brought up a crazy stat where it was since he went down, they've been 1-7.
Yeah. You know what the only stat is that matters though? That he went to Duke, so
well, let's leave it at that.
I'm never gonna like this guy.
Slang Omar, we are going to give you a big salute for jumping on with us.
Appreciate it. Anytime.
Please
anytime you need me, I'm there.
Take this moment to let everybody know where they can find you and where you can find the music, where you can find all of it. Take this moment right here, please.
All right. So my every handle on every social media is Slang Hugh. You definitely connect me there. IG, Facebook, everything. Spotify, everything. GolderaMusic.com for all our merch and all of our vinyls and tapes that we're selling. Yeah, vinyls and tapes still sell. And my pod, Darkness with the Ginger Hue, everywhere. DWGH in some places, but mostly Darkness with the Ginger Hue everywhere. Check it out.
Love it, awesome. Love it. All right, and take a note, everybody. Which is, I promise you, these are tunes that your ear is gonna take in and hold it in there and say, I need to listen to that again. I'm telling you, he's a legend, Slang Hugh. All right, everybody, let's talk. And we'll see you all again. All right, guys.
Peace.
This was another episode of the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor Podcast with me, your host, El Hoopo, ELHOOPO, with the A.Rod, A-R-O-D. And we want to let you know, wherever you're listening to this podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to the pod, please hit like and subscribe. To what you really want to do is take it in and then take it out and then put it back in and take it out. Yeah, that's disgusting. That's